Greetings. Welcome back to the What's New video series for the AtHomeNet Classic Community website service. Today we're going to be going over the new enhancements that we're releasing for October 2008. The first enhancement relates to the Task Manager feature, so I'm going to go ahead and log into our demo site here and go to the board area and to the Task Manager. And I'm going to show you a new capability we've added when you're adding a new task. So I'm going to go into the Architectural Review Committee request area of the Task Manager and add a new Architectural Review Committee request. And when I do that, you'll notice on this Add New Task screen that there's an option here to allow voting. So what we've done is given you the ability to allow your committee and board members to actually vote up or down, yes or no, on a task that resides in the Task Manager. Traditionally, you might have done this by just posting a note on the task indicating that you approve or do not approve a particular request. But now we've kind of formalized that process and made it easier to use. So I'm going to show you how to do that by adding a new task here. So we're going to put 1515 Elm Street tree removal request, and we're just going to check this box that indicates that the committee members should be allowed to vote on this particular task. I could then go ahead and add more information about this particular architectural change request and save new. I don't, at this point in time, need to add notifications to the task, so I'm just going to go back to the main task screen. And what you'll notice right off the bat is that since I've activated voting on this particular task, you get a couple of new fields of information. First, it tallies the current number of yes and no votes that have been cast, at this point none. And second, it is going to give you buttons to allow you to vote yes or no on this particular task. So what you might do as an architectural review committee is post the request from the resident, debate the issue back and forth using the notes feature of the Task Manager, and then when individual members of the committee have decided which way they want to vote, they're going to log into the particular task, and in this case I'm going to vote yes. So when I do that, it says, okay, your vote has been cast. If I go back to ARC requests and scroll down and find my tree removal request here and click on it, you'll notice that now it's updated the screen to indicate that there's been one yes vote cast, still no votes, and that my vote has been cast as a yes. You'll also notice that I don't get the ability to vote any further because it's one person, one vote. The other thing it's done is automatically posted a note from me. I'm logged in as Scott Pelley here. Posted a note from me indicating that I voted a yes vote. So what this does is lets each of the members of your committee go in and make comments about the particular task, and then when they've decided they can vote, cast their votes, and you'll be able to easily and quickly see the total of those votes and who has cast what votes which way right at the top of your task. So we hope that feature is going to be nice for you. We've had a number of requests from it from our administrators. Just real quick, a little bit of background on this. The security level that's allowed to vote on a task is determined by the task category contribute security level. So when you create a particular task manager category like this ARC request category, whatever security level you put here as this contribute security level is the security level that will be allowed to vote. Those at the view security level, if it's different and higher, will be able to still see the task but not in fact cast votes on it. So that's how you control who can vote on a task. The next enhancement we've done is for the eForms feature, so I'm going to go over here to Resources, eForms, and show you that one. If I go into design a brand new eForm, I can show this element off, and I'll click Add to add a new eForm. Sticking with our ARC request theme, I'm going to add an eForm called ARC request form, where your residents can go submit their architectural request online. I could have my full description here and my auto reply message and all the other things. In this case, I might want it to even auto post these e-forms as tasks in the ARC request area. And then I'm going to click continue, and the next thing it's going to take me to is the form designer, where I actually add fields to the form. So this is where our enhancement is, and you'll notice there's a new column called autofill. What this is going to let you do is automatically pre-fill certain fields on the form for the resident by pulling information out of their user profile. And again, we've had a lot of requests for this, so let me just show you how it works. For example, the first thing I might ask for on an architectural request form would be the person's name. And what I could do is drop this box down and notice that I get a couple of choices here. I can grab their full name, first and last, or individual elements of their name out of their profile. I'm going to go with full name, and I'm going to save that and enter another field. The next thing I might ask for is their email address so that we can get back in touch with them once we've decided whether or not we're going to approve their request. So I'm going to drop this box down and say, oh yeah, I can fill in the email address as well. You'll notice that there's a total of 11 fields that we can pre-populate out of the address book user profile into the e-form itself. So I think this is going to give you a lot of neat capabilities. So we'll just go ahead and select email on that one, and we're going to close this form off now just to jump to the conclusion. We're going to add this particular receiver, and then we're going to go back to our e-form very quickly. And you'll notice here's my e-form that I designed, and it's automatically filled in my full name and my email address straight out of the profile. Now I can change those if I want to use a different email address. But what this does is basically save the person filling out the form some time by pre-filling information in for them. So hopefully your residents will like that feature. And you as an administrator should be able to go back into your existing e-forms and just select those autofill options on existing fields, as long as the field is a text type field, either a long text or a short text field. All right, the next area that we've added is the ability, we've added some additional settings that you can control as an administrator. This was a new feature from last month, and this month we've enhanced it by adding a couple of additional settings and by making some of the settings we had last month easier to work with by putting in drop-down boxes. So now if you want to change the number of default days that show up for the What's New feature, you can drop this box down and select a pre-selected value. So the new options that we added this month start at the default calendar view, so you can control whether the calendar comes up in monthly, daily, or compact view by default. You'll still be able to switch from view to view, but this just controls what view comes up by default. And then we've added the ability to control how some information gets sorted in particular features. We've done this by allowing you to control the default announcement sort order. And there's several options, newest to oldest, oldest to newest, or alphabetical. In addition to the homes for sale, lots for sale, homes for lease features, you can control how that information is sorted. The messages in the message board, you can control how they get sorted, and also the documents in the document feature. So those are some neat new capabilities we're giving you as the administrator to control yourself. The next enhancement is actually incorporated in about 6 or 7 different areas of the website, but I'm going to go into one of them, which is the feature description. On any given feature homepage, you're probably aware that you have this ability to edit a feature description and put some comments up at the top of the screen there. If I click on the edit feature description, the new item you will notice is this time remaining clock that starts at 15 minutes and counts down. If you've used the service for a while and gotten into doing some nice enhancements with the AtHomeNet page editor, this rich text editor you're looking at here, you may have gotten into a situation where you got a little wrapped up into it and spent 20-30 minutes designing a nice feature description, or maybe composing an email bulletin, or something along those lines. And you'll notice that if you've gone that long, and when you get done and click save at the bottom, it actually gives you a message that you've timed out and it doesn't save your work. So that can certainly be frustrating if you spend a lot of time. So what we've done now is added the ability to A, show you how much time is remaining before you time out, and B, if you get to the end of that time, we're actually going to pop up a message. And let me just hop over to another browser and show you what that message is going to look like. So here's the message you'll get if you let the clock get all the way down to 0. It's going to come up and say your session is timed out. After you close this pop-up, please copy your work to another document before trying to save, or you will lose what you've done. So you would need to do that. You would need to close this button and then copy into the clipboard any work you had done here, save it somewhere, and then go back in and create this, going back into this feature description editor or your email bulletin editor, and paste that back in to kind of start your clock over again so that you don't lose any work. And we've added this in most of the features that use the rich text editor, everywhere from modules to the task manager to posting a new announcement, as I said, email bulletins, and the feature description area. And finally, the last enhancement we've made is in the email bulletins. We've added a couple of additional email bulletin templates again this month, some nice ones. The first one is called Old Time Newspaper. So it's pretty much what it sounds like. It's just going to be a classic looking newspaper header with kind of an old paper look, and you can go in and change that to any kind of message you want to send out to your community. And then the second new one is, in going with the times here, the current events, is a email bulletin related to reminding people to get out and vote. And we've made this email bulletin generic enough that you can not only use it for the national elections that are coming up, but you could use it for your local board elections or any kind of voting that you might have in your community. So it's just an email bulletin reminding them to get out and vote for whatever you may want them to vote for. So those are our new enhancements for October 2008. Hopefully you find something in there that can be useful for you. We look forward to your feedback on this, so if you have any additional ideas for enhancements or if you have a bug to report, certainly send us an email at support@athomenet.com, and we thank you for your time.